Thanks for joining us again on another episode of the EVERBLACK Podcast. On this show, we are joined by Nato from New Zealand Doom legends BEASTWARS. We'll be trekking around the country this week on their This Mortal Decay tour. Now, Nato is a great dude, and he was pretty open about the story behind their latest album, 4, and how the band originally broke up and got back together to help Matt with his recovery. And he also spoke about his experience playing Big Day Out in New Zealand, the origins of the BEASTWARS name, and of course touring Australia in the past. Really cool guy, and had a really rad time hanging out with him, and I can't wait to see them in Brisbane with Black Reno and the Black Swamp and Stoker. Like, it's going to be one hell of a show, and you don't want to miss them live because they are just phenomenal. Anyone who caught them at the Dead of Winter Festival last year were just blown away. They just blew the roof off the Tivoli. And I think it's going to be the same at the CROWBAR in Brisbane and every other place they play on this tour. And good on them. They're just kicking ass. It's really cool to see. You can catch BEASTWARS in Melbourne this Thursday the 6th at Stay Gold. Brisbane Friday the 7th at CROWBAR. Sydney on Saturday the 8th at the CROWBAR. Melbourne the Sunday the 9th at the Cherry Bar. Tickets are on sale now through beatscartel.com/tickets. Get them now. They're selling like hotcakes. And get your Doom on. It's going to be awesome. All right, before we go into the episode, I just need to give a shout out to our friends at Blacklight Art and Design, who are our go-to for all our screen printing needs. They do shirts, hats, patches, you name it. If you can wear it, they can print it. Awesome guys, always really helpful, and really quick too. Like, always really fast delivery on their stuff. They're just total legends. Go check them out at www.blacklightad.com.au. Also, want to give a shout out to our friends at RW Promotion, who are the best in the biz when it comes to stickers, flyers, banners, badges, and all other promo you need for your band or business. Go check them out at www.rwpromotion.com.au. Also want to give a shout out to our friends at Electric Witch, who are just absolutely kicking ass right now. Now, that's a brainchild of Matt from Dark Cell, and if you like your stuff on the brutal dark side, you will love their apparel. Go check them out at electricwitch.com.au. As I keep mentioning, I love my Death Dealer shirt, and I know there's a long sleeve coming out. We'll have to get my hands on one of those for winter. And they've just dropped a whole bunch of new shirts too, which look really, really cool. All right. Well, don't forget to subscribe to the EVERBLACK Podcast through iTunes Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, YouTube, and Facebook. And check out all our reviews and articles at www.everblackmedia.com. Like us on all the socials. Help us share our stuff. We really appreciate it, guys. And we like interacting as well. So hit us up. All right, here is my chat with Nato from BEASTWARS. Get your tickets now and see them on this tour. It's going to be heavy. It's going to be doomy. It's going to be BEASTWARS. Enjoy Horns High, people. Nato, how's things going over there in NZ?
It's going pretty good. After having a really relaxing summer break, we've just been jamming again the last couple of weeks, trying to get add a few songs that we haven't played for a long time to our set list, and it's been good after having a little holiday to be playing music again.
Do you have your own like little jam space there, or you jam at someone's house? Or?
We don't have our own jam space. We basically just float around. Like, there's about 3 or 4 different studios that we kind of pop in and out of. So we used to jam at a recording studio, and all our gear was always set up there, but that's closed down now. So basically we're just quite transient. We just basically go week by week and say who's got a free night where nothing else is on, and then we just pop in there.
Do you find that, you go through like different jam space and the vibe of the room will sort of help steer writing a little bit? I found that myself. Do you find that?
Oh yeah, totally. Like, you definitely get some spots with a good vibe. I kind of feel like in terms of rehearsing for a tour, though, it's almost good to be swapping around your jam rooms, because it's kind of like you're never going to play on the same stage twice. It's kind of good to actually practice that part of getting used to how different rooms sound as well. I know it's not quite a live situation, but just, sometimes you play venues that are, don't sound amazing. Sometimes you play ones that do sound incredible. We're lucky all the venues we're doing in Aussie are good quality establishments. so that won't be a problem of them not sounding good.
No, dude. I mean, up here you're doing, well, it was BRIGHTSIDE. I think it's called CROWBAR now. They've switched the names, I think. But that was only this week. But man, that room's awesome.
Great! I've heard really cool things about it. So,
yeah, man. I've seen a few bands there. Played there once, but I've seen a few bands like At the Gates and Combi Christ and a few other bands there, and it was awesome, man. Really cool. So you guys are going to sound amazing in that room.
Great! Can't wait. About 2016, we played at the old CROWBAR, and that was probably the show that we broke up at in 2016. So big argument backstage just before we played. It was awful, and then we didn't play another show for 2 years. Basically, the band broke up, and then we were lucky to play Dead of Winter Festival in July last year, and it was really cool to come back to Brisbane, where a couple of years earlier we'd had such a bad experience. 3 years earlier, to play such a stonking gig in such a beautiful venue at the Tivoli.
Tivoli, yeah, that was awesome, man.
Yeah,
that place is amazing.
It is such a great theatre, isn't it? So yeah, it was kind of really quite a buzz for us to go from having one of our worst gigs ever to one of our best in the same city. It's cool. So we kind of got high hopes for this show, this coming up show in Brisbane.
Well, the tour's going to be awesome. I mean, because you guys have, especially since you came back with your latest album, 4, you built up a really solid following, like not globally, really. And Australia, a lot of people love you guys. So there's the support definitely there.
Yeah, we've been really lucky with Australia. I mean, we did our first tour there in 2013 or 2012? Maybe it was 2013. We're supporting UNITA, with John Garcia singing. So our first shows in Australia were playing to like 700 people in Sydney and in Melbourne. So that was a pretty good kickstart for us. And then we just come back a lot. I think we've toured Australia 10 times now. And in 7 years. So it's one of those things, don't get played on the radio, not like a hugely commercial band by any stretch of the imagination, but we just keep on coming back, trying to play the best shows we can, and hopefully the audience keeps on growing.
Funny you mentioned John Garcia as well. He played Brisbane last night.
Yeah. I saw some videos of that. Actually, the Beats Cartel did a live stream on Facebook, and sounding good, playing some Kai's tracks.
And that's at that venue too, I believe.
Oh, right.
BRIGHTSIDE.
Cool.
So there you go.
Yeah, great. Yeah, well, now I know what it looks like.
Yeah. Well, of course, I mean, the tour is named after the song This Mortal Decay from your latest album, 4. Is there a video you're working on for that one? Yeah,
the video is finished now. I'm just trying to work out when that's coming out, but it should be in the next day or two.
So real soon. There you go.
Yeah, it was kind of an interesting video where it's kind of, because the whole album is about, getting over an illness and one of our singer getting cancer a couple of years ago. Kind of just getting the band back together after breaking up really made us kind of reflect on what was important, and that we do enjoy playing this music. And we do enjoy hanging out with each other now that we've kind of learnt what things piss each other off and a bit more respectful of each other, and obviously being a few years older and realising that if the band is important to us, band is important to other people, we've got to respect that and treat it more like a privilege rather than some kind of, it's not, it's something that's important that should be respected. It's not just something that we take for granted. So that's kind of changed the band quite a lot in the last couple of years. And this video that we've done, I kind of just wanted to think about the last 10 or so years of what the band has kind of achieved in a sense. So that was kind of the inspiration for the video. But that's all I can say about it right now.
I'm keen to see it, man. But, have you found that, in regards to that, have you found that now, after all that, you're all a lot closer as mates and on a musical level as well?
Oh, totally. It's, in a sense, we've taken the pressure off ourselves to, there was a feeling for a while in the band was like, every 2 years we've got to put out an album, and you just kind of get on this treadmill. And so we did 3 albums like that, and then the band broke up, and now the last record we made, 4, I mean, that was only written was because Matt, as I said, had cancer. He just finished chemotherapy. Said, I really want to do another album. I need something to look forward to.
Yeah.
Got all these things that I've been writing in my diary. I need to sing them. You know, he had just finished chemotherapy. Like, he literally, we recorded the album 2 weeks after he finished or something. I can't quite remember the exact timeline. But, yeah, he just had to get all this music, all these words, all these feelings out of his system. And that was a great reason to do a record rather than going, hey, it's been 2 years. We've got to release another album so we can go out touring again. And, yeah, it's all about making music for the right reasons now rather than just being part of the music industry.
You can hear it on the album. It's very honest and it's raw and, you know, it's very emotionally moving, the whole album. A lot of people have said that. But when you play those songs live now, do you feel that has that connection with people?
Yeah, there's a song called Storms of Mars, and it's one where Matt's totally singing about, you know, I just want to give me 10 more years so I can see my daughter grow up. She's 10 years old, and, you know, his dream is to see her turn 20. And that song, because the video for it was so powerful as well, where you saw Matt, you know, totally no hair on his body after the chemotherapy, just singing his guts out to that song. I think people knowing the backstory and then they hear that song live, it can't, you know, it's obviously going to affect people. Because when cancer is something that touches everyone knows someone that's been affected by it or it's affected them personally. So it's not like unfortunately, it's not a rare thing.
No, but I mean, it seems that from what I'm reading, it seems that this album is helping people and connecting with people in a lot of ways. You know, have you getting people contacting you saying that?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. And Matt gets it. Obviously, lots of emails to him. People are going through the same thing, saying that, you know, to see that he has got through it. He's been 2 years clear of cancer now. Just the fact that he's got through it is helping other people have faith that they can kind of beat it as well, which is, you know, that's really cool.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And from everything I can see, he's in real top form now. He seems to be kicking ass, dude.
He's actually in better shape than he was before he got ill. I mean, there's nothing like a near-death experience to make you reconsider some of your life choices.
So has it changed the way you approach writing now?
Well, that definitely. That album was pretty crazy because usually we'd do, you know, spend a year, 2 years kind of writing stuff, rehearsing stuff. Literally this last record, 4, I was living in London for 2 years. I'd kept on writing some tracks. Clayton had kept on playing guitar as well. And then Matt said, I want to do an album. Basically, Clayton sent a bunch of demos to me. I sent a bunch of demos through to the band, and we pulled together 10 songs, rehearsed them for 10 days, and then recorded for 10 days. And that was it. 10 days rehearsals, then straight into 10 days recorded. We, you know, those songs, obviously we never played them live, never probably ever played them all the way through as a band in a jam room. I was making videos just on my phone, close-ups of my fingers, going, hey, this is the riff, putting it on like a Facebook group, saying, guys, learn this before Tuesday so we can record it on Wednesday. And maybe that makes the album kind of feel a bit different, that it was a bit more immediate. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed that process. It was just nice hanging out with my buddies again after 2 years of not seeing them and of kind of, you know, such a bad experience when the band broke up as well.
Oh man, so it's so good to hear you guys you know, back in action and stronger than ever. No, most bands don't get that second chance. They're just like, fuck you, see ya. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so often.
And that's what it was like, seriously. I was just about to hop in the car to go to the airport, fly to London. I knew I wasn't going to see these guys for a long time. And literally, there was Matt on the phone screaming at me, fuck you. And I was just like, shit, it's not very nice way to say goodbye, but we're all good now.
That's awesome, man. Of course, talking about buddies, the Black Swamp are friends of mine and yours. Oh, cool. And yeah, opening for you guys in Brisbane. And you know what, man? I feel like they're like our BEASTWARS in a lot of ways. like your kindred spirits from across the ditch. You know what I mean? Like, do you get that feeling as well? They're like the Australian BEASTWARS.
I don't know them that well, but when I listen to them, I get a real 90s sort of vibe, and that's what I feel like BEASTWARS has got to. It's kind of like that noise rock / grungy sort of early sludge sort of thing. So yeah, totally digging the vibe.
It's going to be incredible. Many years ago, you guys did Big Day Out in Auckland, and many bands, that was the dream. You know what I mean? That was my dream, and it's sad that it ended. How was it looking back on that? It must have been such a hell of a ride, even for that one day.
It was amazing. We actually played Big Day Out twice, which was a major buzz, yeah. First time we played it, Soundgarden were headlining. Second time, Pearl Jam headlined. Oh, yeah, totally buzzy. Like, just to get that call up the first time, I was just like, what? And I think, what did we do? That was when our first record came out. We did the first Big Day Out. And, yeah, we're on a really weird stage. Like, so there's the big stadium field, and where the main stage is at one end, and we're on this kind of supplementary stage, which was halfway down the field, pointing widthways instead of longways. So we ended up playing to a shit ton of people who are like still on the main field waiting for whoever the band was coming up next. Yeah, it was really cool. So it was like, was it just a single main stage that year, and then this little other stage in the middle of the field. So we ended up playing to thousands and thousands of people that probably wouldn't have necessarily come to see us otherwise. And then the next time we played, we're actually on the proper main stage, and we played early, and which I don't think our music suits daylight personally. It's more of an after dark sort of sound. But that was still fun. Kind of funny meeting the guys from Pearl Jam, and after they obviously would be growing up in the 90s. They were a big band for a few years there for me. Yeah, Big Day Out's legendary, and I think it's been a few years since it's happened now, 9 years. I think people are actually starting to get nostalgic about it again, because I think it kind of lost its cool or something. Possibly people maybe took it for granted. Lineups weren't fitting, weren't as good as what people had wanted, because obviously there was only one time that Nirvana was in the world, and kind of the lineups get a bit old after a while. But now people are kind of feeling a bit more nostalgic about the whole thing, because it happened this time of year, and I see lots of Instagram posts or Facebook posts from people.
Oh, memories. Yeah.
This time of year I would have been seeing such and such band play. There's Download and whatnot, and there's more niche sort of festivals which kind of catering to generic vibes, I suppose, rather than like a Big Day Out thing which had something for everyone.
Yeah, it's Download's awesome. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to seeing Carcass and Testament and all that. It's going to be sick. It's going to be awesome, man.
Yeah, great.
So
awesome.
Yeah, man. Guys, your merch. You've got some awesome shirts, and you've got hats, and you've got all that cool stuff. But I've seen one thing, which was a BEASTWARS sword pin that kind of looks like the sword of omens. Was that? Was that a bit, who's the nerdy one?
We're all a bit nerdy, but I just kind of really like those enamel pins, and we're trying to think of something cool to do as like the limited edition merch, sort of what the extra little cool little thing you'd get if you bought the limited vinyl. Yeah, just been seeing lots of people doing those fancy pins recently, and I thought, let's just make a sword, because there's a song called Raise the Sword. It's pretty cool if there's just 100 of these little badges floating around the world. But yeah, I love that thing. I actually didn't get one for myself. I wasn't really into, but got them made, and then sent them all out and went, I should have got maybe a few extra for the guys in the band.
Are you thinking about redoing them, or are you moving on, so it's kind of just a limited thing?
Oh, well, they were just for people that kind of bought the record, so bought the first 100 limited edition one. So, yeah, can't really do it unless I change the colours or something or other, but that's a little bit naughty too.
Of course, the name BEASTWARS, is that a nod to Transformers, that series? Or is
Seriously, it was not at all. And we're all definitely too old to have been watching that TV show.
Yes.
And we're just jamming and So we're just talking about names, and I just thought BEASTWARS is a pretty tough name, and it sounds how the music sounds. And our plan was never to go out and tour the world or make albums even. We were just hanging out on a Wednesday night, just jamming, and some old dudes. And it was only when we started playing gigs, people started making the BEASTWARS connection. I was like, shit, probably shouldn't have chosen that name. We're going to get sued to heck by their own Transformers. But somehow no lawyers have got in touch with us yet. Touch wood. It's probably a bit too late now for them to do anything, hopefully.
Yeah. Well, you probably gather, like, I'm asking the nerdy question because I'm a nerdy dude. I mean, I'm in a band called Snake Mountain.
I love the name. It's cool.
Yeah, well, I'm all about it, man. Heavy stuff and all that nerdy stuff. So that's why
I kind of don't think they're going to bother messing with a tiny band from the bottom of the world. Probably got bigger fish to fry, those big companies.
They do. That is true. But no, that's what when I saw the name, I was like, that's cool because I'm a big nerdy dude.
Yeah, but the thing is, I must have like absorbed that name from somewhere without ever consciously kind of realizing that I'd seen an ad for the show or whatever, or seen a toy advertised. It was just something that was in my head somehow.
But it's cool. It's a cool name.
It's tough. It's bloody tough.
Yeah, fucking oath. And it looks cool on a T-shirt.
Yeah. That's all that matters. That's the only reason in a band these days, just is the method of selling T-shirts. It's not about the music. It's about the black cotton.
That's right. The Gilded Tees. The Gilded Tees.
Yeah.
I'm going to start a band called the Gilded Tees. But what do you guys got planned for the rest of the year after the tour?
We're dream of ours. That's been a dream of ours for 10 years. We're going to do a 2 or 3 week tour of Europe in the middle of the year, and that's been really something we've wanted to do forever. And finally, the stars have aligned. We've got offered a really cool festival slot and got a good booking agent and stuff lined up. So hopefully we can kind of release a few more details about that soon. We haven't kind of publicly announced that, but I mean, I'm sure that info is coming out pretty soon. So that's really exciting for us. Something we've always wanted to do, and finally get to do it.
Absolutely, dude. That's awesome to hear. But in the meantime, thanks for hanging on the show, man. And the tour kicks off on February 6th at Stay Gold in Melbourne, but we'll see you on February 8th in Brisbane at the CROWBAR. Thanks for hanging, dude.
Can't wait. Hey, cheers for the chat.